There's something about being in a Spanish kitchen that makes your heart beat faster. The speed the chefs work, the smell of garlic, saffron and paprika. Welcome to the fast, fiery world of Spanish food. Join our food safari to learn how to make the perfect Spanish omelette, garlic prawns and delicious gazpacho. Master tips on making an easy paella, a yummy pork dish and a deeply satisfying dessert.
There's no subtlety in Spanish cuisine. It's all in your face, and it's all really strong. Garlic, Spanish paprika, saffron, maximum flavours, maximum enjoyment. It's about having a great time with your family, and it's about sharing.
Frank Camora grew up in Geelong in a Spanish-speaking household, worked as a chef in Spain, and last year opened Movida, Melbourne's hippest tapas lounge.
One of the most important Spanish ingredients is calaspara rice, essential for making paella. You wouldn't think about making a paella with any other variety of rice. And this rice here absorbs 3 times its volume in liquid and also really has low starch, so it comes out nice and fluffy, which is what you want. And the saffron is the essential spice of paella. It's not only about the colour that it produces, but it's also about the flavour and the aroma that it brings to a great paella. Pimentón is one of the essential Spanish spices. It's giving the cuisine a specific flavour and depth that you can't really achieve with other styles of paprika. So in here we have dulce, which is a sweet paprika. We also have the smoked ahumado, which is just a tiny little sprinkle over, dishes like octopus, lift up a dish fantastically.
And the packaging's pretty special too.
Well, the packaging is, classic Spanish packaging. This is 70s images or 50s graphics that they continue to use in their foods.
But does it bring you love?
Well, maybe 70s love.
And cheese? Does cheese take a big spot in the Spanish heart?
Absolutely. I mean, cheese is associated more with the north of Spain because that's the greater dairy-producing area of Spain. Things like manchego cheese, which is the classic Spanish sheep's milk cheese, a really hard, dense cheese, sort of almost like a parmesan in characteristics. We have mahon cheese. It has a really piquant flavour, sort of semi-hard cow's milk cheese. And also they do a variety of blue cheeses and soft goat's cheeses as well.
Beautiful. And the quince paste, would you have quince with cheese?
Membrillo, which is the classic Spanish name for it, is a great combination, manchego cheese and quince paste. Olive oil in Spain is a little bit more fruity than, say, an Italian olive oil, which has that peppery aftertaste.
And are you using the olive oil to cook with and finish dishes as well?
Absolutely. Really great olive oil to finish a dish with. Spanish olive oil is used pretty liberally in the cuisine, and also, obviously to start our food with. Yeah.
Olive oil is certainly used liberally to cook the classic potato omelette. For economist Paula Horta, it's the show-off dish she takes to Aussie barbecues.
I love olive oil. I use it with everything, and extra virgin olive oil on top of everything.
Fantastic.
It's just great. And that's ready when you can hear it and it's bubbly. So the potatoes should be a bit soft. You leave that to get dry, and every now and then you turn it and just check on it. But in the meantime, you whisk some eggs.
So you use the best eggs?
Yeah, organic eggs. The best the quality, the better the result, And you drain it all as much as you can.
Ah, there you go.
And it goes into the egg.
So you don't even want them golden?
Well, you could, but you don't want to over-fry them because you want them soft, you don't want them crispy. So... And now, depending how dry and runny you want it, you let it stay longer or less. And flip it. We put it back. The other side of the omelette. You want to hold it?
Yep.
Onto the plate.
Oh,
That's it. Done.
artwork. Fantastic.
Ready for it? You want to have a try? It is a bit runny, but that's the way I will have it at home. Yeah.
Beautiful. That is beautiful.
That's it. Simple.
That is so nice.
No Spanish meal would be complete without bread. It's, you know, what rice is to Asians, bread is to Spanish. It's not only just used to eat with the meal, it's also used to be part of the meal. So we never waste bread. You know, any spare bread that's left over can be made into a gazpacho, in stuffings, a myriad of different ways to use it in Spanish cuisine.
Bread is used to provide thickness and heartiness to gazpacho, the classic cold vegetable soup. Acting student Penelope Lopez grew up eating it in her father's restaurant in Spain's Basque Country. Tell me what makes a perfect gazpacho for you.
Well, first you have to do it with love.
That's always
Because
a good
you have
start.
to share it with the people you love. And then the most important thing of the tomatoes is that you have to peel the skin. So that will be more or less the right amount of tomatoes.
Okay, lovely.
Then 1 red pepper and 1 green pepper. Another secret my father told me is peel half of the cucumber. Don't forget about that. So do it the first thing. Because the skin is healthy and it gives a good flavor as well. Done.
Perfect.
This is my favorite part.
Okay, show us your favourite part.
We're going to use 2 liters of water, vinegar, and then put plenty of olive oil. Then the bread, the tomato, pepper and cucumber, the onion, and then the garlic. Just get all the flavor.
Wow.
Nothing tastes like it. It's lovely, the smell. The smell like home. And then the salt. We are going to mix everything in the blender just when we're going to serve it, okay? And then we put just some pieces of ice cubes, right? Get rid of all the pieces of the skin of the pepper. It's like a big, big orange juice.
That's great. That is so simple.
A little bit of green pepper, of tomato, and then the croutons. Yeah. As my father said, good luck. Wow. What do you think?
So fresh and beautiful. Beautiful.
We need to have the right equipment. We need cazuelas, which come in a variety of sizes. They're all designed to cook, you know, slow braised dishes in the oven, or they can be used to cook things on top of the stove like garlic prawns and mussels and, you know, the real classic, you know, tapas style dishes that everyone knows about.
And tell me about the paella pans.
Again, they come in a huge variety of sizes. You know, the small family size. And, you know, really it's all about getting a really flat surface so you can cook that rice almost like a pilaf evenly. You need to purchase a flame around it's really important that it's an even heat.
What size have you got at home?
I've got one actually about that size, a really large pan, yeah, because it's a classic way to feed a lot of people quickly.
The name of the paella comes from the pan itself, paellera. Usually it's made on Sundays, and unfortunately ladies don't want to cook on Sunday, do they?
Perfect.
So therefore, the man gets to do the paella.
Chef Carlos Lopez owns and runs 2 restaurants in Sydney, one in the heart of the Spanish Quarter, and loves cooking paella, but not just on Sundays.
About 3 soup spoons
Oh, really?
of oil. Yeah, it's not that much. We are using olive oil. It's very good. Oil is good for you, so don't be afraid of using oil.
No, I agree.
Yeah. We got onions. You got capsicums. Bit of garlic. To that we add a bit of chicken. I'm using thigh fillet. Yeah. We also add calamaris, which I dice. Then we're going to add the rice. You use about 80 grams per person, yeah? And then the next step will be your stock or water. I'm using fish stock, 1 cup of rice to 2 cups of water. We're gonna use saffron. You can actually just put the strings on top or do what I do. To that, I add a little bit of salt and then we work it all together, right?
Well, I've never seen that, Carlos.
There you go. You learn something new every day. You tend to get more color and more flavor out of it. Yeah? Right. And here we go. To that, we're gonna add some pimenton. This particular one is smoked and a little bit sweet. Yeah? Stir that a bit. The saffron is already working there. You can
It
see
sure
it.
is.
Yeah?
I've got beautiful wafts of it coming
the
out.
aroma of saffron is very nice. Right. Once it starts boiling, then we add the rest of the seafood. In goes the crab. Yep. Followed by prawns. Then we wait and we add the pipis and the mussels that they don't take that long to cook.
Sounds pretty
Let's have
easy.
another glass of wine.
Yeah, okay.
Salud.
Salud.
Cheers.
The stock is left to reduce, and when the rice becomes visible, Carlos adds the mussels and the pipis. So this is a Spanish man's creative outlet, is it? Decorating a
Sure
paella?
is, sure is. You gotta have a good-looking paella, otherwise there's gonna be a lot of disappointed people. Well, now we're going to add the peas. All right? And then roast capsicums, just to add a bit of color to it. And then the last touch, chopped parsley. Colorín colorado, este cuento se ha terminado.
Oh,
This story is finished.
that's very, very, very good.
It
You know
tastes-
it's good, don't you?
it tastes
You're
good.
very, very pleased.
It tastes good.
One of the great traditions of Spain is teasing your taste buds with a series of small snacks served with drinks. It's called tapas, and Australians have wholeheartedly embraced it. With tapas, it's a way of life, isn't it?
Drink, laugh, and enjoy the life.
Yeah.
It's like actually all the tapas is all about.
And what are some of the classic dishes?
Most typical in Spain seafood. You got garlic prawns, are really classic, like most typical one. You got croquettes, you got patatas bravas, ham, Spanish ham that we love so much, olives, you know, a bit of everything.
Garlic prawns. I mean, you're sort of seduced by the smell as much as anything else, aren't you? It's,
Yeah, well, it's actually all the smell when you open the pot. It's like, oh, that's what it is. What is the good, when you want to eat it, no?
And we love the garlic. It's just so tasteful, you know? For 12 prawns, we use 4 cloves. We add chili, the prawns, and we leave it like about 15 seconds, okay? And then we just turn them. We add a little bit of salt, white wine, and then the persil, the prawns, the olive oil.
look at that. If there's one ingredient prized above all others, it's the famous Spanish jamón, air-dried pork cured for at least 12 months. The top of the range sells here in Australia for $320 a kilo.
You always have it for breakfast and lunch and dinner too.
Really? Wow,
Oh, yeah,
that
of
is a
course.
popular meat.
Oh, fantastic. It's all different types of jamón, you know. Jamón serrano you can find everywhere in Spain. This is a younger jamón. The other one, the one is called pata negra, you can only find in certain places in Spain.
Okay, so the pata negra translates as?
It's black pig.
Black pig.
Special pigs, which is being fed with acorn.
So the black pig that eats the acorns
Yes.
is worth $320
Yes.
a kilo.
But it's even cheaper, I think, because when you try it, you never get it out of them, you know. It's got a lot of fat, but
It does have a lot of fat.
and it's lovely. Without the fat, can never be so good. You see, so
It melts.
so sweet. That's like a Russian caviar. You know,
It is
you don't have
beautiful.
anything better in the world than that.
I'm going to make a pork San Jacobo, which is, in other words, a St. Jacob. And it's basically like an inverted Parmigiana. So it's like instead of veal, we're going to use some really nice pork and we're going to stuff it with slices of jamón and mahon cheese, which is a semi-hard cow's milk cheese from Mallorca.
Wow.
And I think the perfect accompaniment is asadillo, which is a variety of roasted vegetables and tomato. So we've got a couple of onions, a half dozen or so red capsicums and some garlic. And we're going to drizzle that with some olive oil and a little bit of sea salt. And then we're going to roast that in a fairly moderate oven. It'll probably take about half an hour. So there's a beautiful vine-ripened tomatoes, nice and ripe, great, fantastic smelling tomatoes. We're just going to simply take the core out and then just cross the end of them. We're just going to pop that into the hot water for about 30 seconds. You can see the skin just starting to come away very easily. So we're just going to put that into really icy cold water to stop the cooking process straight away. There we go.
Beautiful.
Okay, so you can see we've got the tomato skin coming off really nicely and easily. Okay. So we're just going to cut them in half, and then we're just going to use our hands to squeeze out the seeds.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Wow.
Then we're just going to cut these up into large chunks. It's a very rustic, just about the flavours that we're putting into it.
Beautiful.
Okay, just going to cover that with some Glad wrap. Let the vegetables steam themselves, and it'll make it easier for us to peel. So we're going to just add a couple of handfuls of parsley to the salad as well, and we're just going to really roughly chop it, and then we just add it to that. We've got the roasted capsicums, which have just cooled down enough so we can begin peeling them.
So, real sweetness in the veggies comes out.
Absolutely, and really charcoaly, caramelly flavour, sweetness. And again, so the onion is really just roughly chopped and add it to the salad. Can we do the same to the garlic?
Yeah, do the same to the garlic. That's a really good trick.
Like that. And then just squeeze all that roasted garlic straight out.
Smells so good.
It does smell. Roasted garlic is just sensational. And the roasted capsicums are the next. So we're just going to remove all the skin and also the seeds. We can just get rid of most of that. Our vegetables are ready.
Yeah.
So we're going to use beautiful Arbequina olive oil, which, as I was saying, it's really nice and fruity. You're going to get a lot in there. And vinegar, about twice the amount of olive oil to vinegar. A good pinch of salt. Roasted fresh cumin seeds. And I'm just going to use my hands to mix it all together.
Wow. Nothing done by halves there, though.
No, it's quite a bit there too, isn't there, really? Okay, so we've got beautiful, in Spain, they're called libritos, which means little books, and they're just pork loin that's been cut and bashed out into a square.
Yeah.
We're just going to season them with a little bit of salt and just strip a few leaves of thyme off the branches. And so on one side, we'll put the ham, we'll put 2 slices of ham in each. And one nice thick piece of cheese. So we get a nice melted sort of action happening. We're just going to fold it up and close it up like that. We just need to tap it closed a little bit. And once we crumb them, they'll be perfectly sealed. So let's flour it nicely, just lightly into the egg. Using one hand, take it out. Keep the other hand nice and dry. And there we go. Push the breadcrumbs right into it, so make sure that we seal it up nicely.
After browning it on both sides, Frank pops the pan into the oven for 10 minutes to cook it through.
So, as you can see, nice, beautiful, crispy crumbs.
That is a really good crust, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that is heaven.
It is heaven, Spain. Absolutely.
In Spain, one of the best ways to start the day is with a donut-like snack called churros, which is dunked into luscious, thick, hot chocolate. It's also said to stave off hangovers. Joaquim Hernandez brought it to Australia 30 years ago. Why is churros and chocolate so loved by Spanish people?
Because this is coming from very old tradition in Spain, and they bring from original from Mexico, and they find the people there, they drink chocolate in the weddings to be strong, to be powerful in the wedding day.
Really?
Yeah, and that's why.
So that's why it's popular in Spain.
Nice, huh?
That's a very good tradition to have brought to Australia, Joaquim. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Every Spanish child also grows up with a delicious comfort food called arroz con leche, rice with milk. Rosalia Ugarte has been making it for decades.
My mother's recipe. That's why I love it.
And your husband doesn't eat yours because it's not his mama's.
Exactly, exactly.
What's that about?
Well, he paid the consequence for 43 years.
Rosalia starts by boiling medium grain rice for about 5 minutes, then straining it.
1.5 liters of the milk. Cinnamon stick. Yeah, oh, we can put it too for extra flavor.
Lovely.
Okay, one of those, like that. So that has to be boiled to put the rice. You just stir it all the time. Otherwise, they're gonna stick on the bottom.
Have you tried to do this with skim milk, or you actually need the full cream?
Those dishes, they don't work with skim milk.
Yeah.
I mean, you can put full cream milk and go for a run. So now, we added the condensed milk. The look is a lot of liquid, but it's much better if it's a lot of liquid.
But then it sets when you put it in the bowl, eh?
Yes, yes. Okay, get a grind.
Yeah.
And probably put it in there. And if it's flattered, it's done.
Oh, that cinnamon smells beautiful too.
Lovely.
Do you think this is a good batch?
I reckon it's good.
I reckon it looks good
Yep,
too.
yep.
Very creamy.
It's nice.
It's really beautiful. Pretty full.
Where is the cover? Okay, people, don't panic. Everything is under control, okay? We're just gonna be wet. It doesn't matter.
Salud. I hope I'm sober when this is ready.